Happy Solstice, Virgos. This is our mid-December 2019 reading. It may just apply to the last couple of weeks of the month. For many of you, for others of you, it may apply to the entire month of December. For a lot of you, it may take you into 2020. The Seven of Shells, Seven of Water. This would be the Seven of Chalices in a more traditional deck. Is your first card out, Virgos? So it looks to me like the end of December in general, roughly rather, is holding some confusion for a lot of Virgos. But certainly a lot of options, a lot of choices. There are a lot of paths in front of you, a lot of open doors at this time. And so, yeah, that may be confusing. But choice and ambitions are actually the key words that are noted on this particular version of the Seven of Water. And we are using the SpirtSong Tarot deck by Paulina Cassidy. Information about this deck, any of the decks I use, can be found in the description box below. The High Priestess here is your second card out. Intuition and sacred knowledge are the keywords noted on this one. And yeah, time being fluid. For some of you, maybe you're just realizing that the message resonates whenever it may find you. So it's intended for the end of December in my mind, but it's also for whenever it finds you and resonates. In the recent past, you have the Four of Fire, the Four of Acorns in this deck. That would, of course, be the Four of Wands. I see comfort and peace here. It is normally indicative of a comfortable, peaceful home and or family life. So we do have comfort and community noted on this particular rendition of the Four of Fire. That's one of the key words. Then in the near future, you have another major arcana card. It's called Transformation in this deck. It's called the Death card in other decks. I see you transforming here in the near future, Virgos. Transition, liberation. So you, I believe it is you are this transformer on the card, right? You're undergoing the transformation, the metamorphosis. You're transitioning in some major way, leaving one state of being and entering a new one in order to enjoy your freedom, is what I see so far. And that's soon. Even though in the recent past you have this comfortable, peaceful home and or family life, a very inviting environment and support system in some sense. It's time in the near future to, I think, transition away from and out of that. And that is what's confusing for you. Part of you doesn't want to leave that environment, right? And there are probably some people in that environment that don't want you to leave it either. And so with all of these options and choices, open doors and pathways, available pathways in front of you, you have to really listen to your intuition as to which direction to go. Listen to your intuition, your higher self, your inner knowing, your heart. You have to listen to your heart here in order to make this transition, because I do think it involves leaving a situation, a support system that's very comfortable for you, but your freedom lies on the other side of that metamorphosis, that transition. The bottom of the deck is the Six of Fire. This is about some type of success, some type of triumph for you. Is it a success, a triumph that has afforded you an opportunity to move, to transition to a new location, a new job, again, a new state of being? But it has you leaving a home or a community in some sense, leaving what you're doing or where you do what you are doing, or even the attached group of individuals who actually provide that support system for you, right? Your advice card here is the third major arcana card that came out, the Sun card. Vitality and joy are noted on this depiction of the Sun card. Be yourself, be honest, live authentically. Follow your bliss, follow your joy, create it for yourself where you see opportunities to, whatever that means. Must be or might seem needs to be sacrificed in order to do so. Living authentically truly is a completely different type of existence, right? Living authentically, living freely, living honestly, living openly. It's a different type of existence. From a certain point of view, one way to frame it is that you could argue it is actually living versus just existing, right? But it's certainly a different type of existence. We keep saying you're going to be transforming. The word transmutation kept coming through, and I was sort of tripping over it. I never let it spill out, and I just kept repeating transforming, metamorphosis, etc., because transmutation kept coming up, but I don't use that word personally very often, I guess. But that is more literally what is happening. Yes, you're changing into something else, but when you allow yourself to listen to your intuition, your instinct, your gut, your higher self, your inner knowing, that calling, that innate wisdom, your heart's desire, allow your intuition to connect with what that heart's desire of yours is. And allow that to make your choice as far as what path to walk down. When you make that choice truly for yourself and for your most authentic self in favor of living your most authentic life, your actual physical, mental, emotional chemistry will transmutate. All you need to do is make that choice, and changes will happen. It is a different type of existence, very literally. So be honest. Be honest. What did you want to do? And maybe ask yourself, if you're truly confused, if you really don't know, ask yourself maybe what you wanted to do when you were a child, and allow that to sort of lead you back to maybe what you would want to dedicate yourself to now, if you're confused about, if that's why you're confused about which path to walk down, because you're really not sure what would really make you happiest to do, because that's the advice, is to do what would make you happiest. And if you're really not sure what that is, what did a very pure, innocent, youthful version of yourself choose to do in order to make him or herself happiest? What was that dream when you were younger? Because that that being the advice, do what makes you happiest, be honest with yourself about that, do what allows you to lead an authentic life. It's also simultaneously saying, do what brings your inner child to life. That purity, that innocence, yes. Do what awakens it, what allows it to live and breathe, and giggle and play. It should feel fun. The choice should feel like you're having fun. it should feel like you're having fun, but at the same time, let us keep in mind that the overall blanketing energy message of the reading is on the bottom of the deck. And with that 6 of acorns, 6 of wands, 6 of fire in that position, it's saying that yes, this is a victory, a triumph, a success, absolutely. But it is it is like the one that a soldier has after making it through battle. He or she is changed, right? That person, you're changed, humbled even, normally. Or in the case of this animal here, pictured here, right? Perhaps this animal has been hunted, and that's the battle that the animal has just survived. But a bullet may have grazed him, or even landed in him, or certainly taught him how close was too close for comfort, where he can't graze, where and why he needs to be careful, what enemies are lurking and when, and you know, that sort of thing. So the individual who's made it through this type of battle is changed, humbled. So I say that this should be a choice that makes you feel like your inner child is alive, you're living authentically, you're having fun because it is what you truly want. Yes, but this may be an experience that is about being humbled, though, and changed by the pursuit of what choice is really right for you. So there are some other things that it may humble you to release and let go of and leave behind in order to follow the path that truly makes you the happiest, right? And then ultimately we may see some shadow work being necessary as well. The more distant future here is represented by the shadow or the devil card in a more traditional deck. Capricorn energy, there's also Scorpio energy here, Leo energy here, Taurus energy here. Self-empowerment and ambition are noted on that outcome card, the more distant future card, and ambitions are again at the center of the reading on the 7 of water as well. I'm not sure if you can really see that, but that's that second key term there. Interesting. For some of you, that makes you feel like a child again. This choice, this path, this version of yourself that you are going to gravitate toward amidst the confusion, amidst the many different opportunities and options that lay before you, right? The one that makes you the happiest, allows you to live honestly and authentically. It may be something that for a lot of you, you are afraid you want for the wrong reasons, or in the past you have been afraid that you want it for the wrong reasons. And perhaps there are shadow aspects of yourself, the type of work that you would be doing, the type of life that you would be leading, that you need to look at and be honest about before walking any further down the path, because well, it's simply for a lot of you something that needs addressed at this time. It's time to look at that. It's just because it's time to. Yeah, I think that what you will find is that that's part of being human, and that's part of life, and that's part of any work or path or life choice, right? There are going to be shadowy aspects to any person, to any path you may choose. And certainly you could choose to walk that type of path for the wrong reasons. The money, the power, the status, the attention, the notoriety, maybe fame for some of you. I don't know what this specific the specific paths in front of you are. I do get the feeling that it's like career paths, life paths, places you could move, jobs you could do, areas of study that you could pay more time and attention and money to, perhaps, for some of you, right? But it will be specific, different for each specific individual. And if you would like a personal reading, a private reading, just scroll down to the description box down below to check out links and an email address, and really any information that you should need to get that done. Do keep in mind, I've been forgetting to say this lately, but those readings and prices are about to change. So, and I am not exactly sure what they're going to change to yet, but in a matter of just a couple of weeks, probably less, they will be changed. So if you want to take advantage of those prices as they are now, they are priced according to how long the reading is. So if you want to take advantage of that, that will just be probably through the end of the year or so. I don't, there that is. But in any case, back to the general reading for Virgo. Yeah, there are shadowy aspects of engaging in this or choosing to walk this path. And there is a fine line for some of you between your ambition and your need for attention or wealth. Again, notoriety, fame, etc., whatever it may be. And so you need to look at it. And so you need to be honest with yourself, and you need to really take a look at it. But that doesn't mean that this isn't the path for you. That doesn't mean, just because it is also meant to teach you lessons about life and yourself, doesn't mean that it isn't, at its crux, at its core, what connects with you, and continues to work to transmutate you through raising your vibration, because you're meant for it, because you do the same thing in return back to that practice or that study, right? So yes, there will be, it's like a relationship. Of course, there will be shadowy aspects between you and this path, of course. You will bring a lot of light to one another, and then there will be some dark from both sides to be sorted through, just like a relationship. But that doesn't mean it's not for you, just because there's some lessons to learn and there's some honesty for it to reveal about you to you. That's part of the work. That's part of the path, is you learning those things that it reveals about you, and then bringing this better version of you back to that same path or work or whatever this choice is for you, that really makes you feel innocent and alive and energetic and young and authentic and happy, and just truly, truly happy. Yeah, truly happy. So much so that, you know, some people around you might be envious, might be jealous. That might be one of the shadow aspects of the path that you're walking, is that it actually makes others around you jealous. And that might be something that's transforming about your peaceful, comfortable, happy home. You may feel like you're rocking the boat by transforming into something that makes the support system now jealous of you. That's not your fault. You cannot hold yourself back. You cannot not be all that you can be, and all of who you truly are is more so to the point. All of who you truly are. Stifle yourself, suppress your own self, just to keep that support system together. But that's very important to us as well. That's something that, you know, we lean on for survival. So I can see why anyone would hesitate to rock that type of a peaceful boat. And I don't think that as many people as you think are going to become sort of jealous are, or yeah, not necessarily jealous, but just have some type of a negative reaction to your success in this matter. This is you realizing your greatness if you choose to, though. So you can't stifle that. You shouldn't stifle that. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be as many people as you think that aren't, you know, that don't continue to be supportive. There are going to be a lot of them who do. But that also may be a shadowy aspect, is some jealousy coming out where you do and don't expect it. That is one reason that you may have resisted this, held back, turned away from it, because you're not looking for that. You do, I mean, who is, right? Nobody needs that animosity around them. But you are not trying to create it by being an ambitious and authentic individual. No, you're setting an amazing example for anyone who cares to pay attention by being an ambitious and authentic individual. And anyone who chose to take away the good that that example provides to anyone around it could then spend their time with their own ambitions and working on their own authenticity, right? Rather than attack it. That's just someone else's choice, whereas you certainly have plenty of your own to worry about and focus on at this time, Virgos. It's a very exciting time. You have so many choices in front of you. So just don't allow yourself to get caught up in the confusion or in any tendency that one may have to lean into escapism, using partying, drinking, any kind of drugs or dulling of the senses, any sort of fantasy or any type of escape, food, sugar, anything. Even, you know, all these things can be good for you in moderation, but in excess, no, they are not, right? They can all be too much as well. So just make sure that you're not escaping from this choice because there's so many and it's so overwhelming to the point where you sort of give it up, right? It's a very powerful choice. It's an exciting time because you have this powerful choice to make. So make sure you take advantage of the opportunity to make it for yourself. Listen to your intuition. Don't be afraid to transmutate just because you're comfortable at present. You have to follow that bliss, and it will always mean addressing those shadows, no matter who you are, no matter what path you're walking. So you're going to find them somewhere down the line, regardless. Trust me. If it's not this path, if it's not this shadow, then whichever other one you choose and walk, way down the line, you're going to find the shadow that, while that path was comfortable and secure for you, it wasn't this one that really brought you to life and made you feel authentic. And it was just another choice that you had the power to grab a hold of, yes, but it wasn't this one that was the thing you really wanted. And why didn't you do that? And how does that make you feel, right? And then there's this whole therapy session that opens up anyway. So it's not as if you're going to avoid the shadow work, right? It doesn't matter what path you walk. These lessons, these truths are going to be revealed about yourself one way or another. One way or another. So, Virgos, I do hope that the needed insight was able to reach you here. I'm wishing you all a very happy 2020. Do make the most of that new moon eclipse in Capricorn coming up on the 26th. Make the most of the end of 2019 and the beginning of 2020. I hear that we should wait a couple of days to set our new moon intentions after an eclipse, right? When it's a new moon eclipse. Now, that's just the astrology that I subscribe to, and there's so many different schools of thought going around, but when I say what I subscribe to, that's literally what I mean. You can see the channels I'm subscribed to, and you can see what astrologers I may have listened to. If you're looking for that type of advice or where any of these little tidbits that I drop come from, that's a lot of it, or most of it, I would say. But that's what resonated with me. That makes sense to me, that eclipse energy is so intense that we want to give it a couple days to sort of marinate and then set those intentions thereafter. I like that thought, if that's something you do, but just make the most of the new moon in some way, right? Maybe you just do self-care rituals like I normally do, or some other type of specific new moon magic that really brings you to life, like we're talking about doing in this reading. I'm sure that type of work is what a lot of you are circulating around. So enjoy, and I love you, Virgos, and I truly look forward to doing another reading for us just as soon as I can. Thank you so much for all of the support to Lunartics Tarot, truly, as always.